Two brothers walked toward God carrying offerings. Cain brought something from the ground. Abel brought the firstborn, the best, from his flock. And Genesis 4 tells us that God looked with favor on Abel and his offering, but not on Cain and his offering. And immediately we want to ask, what was wrong with Cain's offering? But maybe that's not the first question. Maybe the question is, what was wrong with Cain? Because God wasn't merely looking at what was in their hands, God was looking at what was in their hearts. And that truth runs through the entire Bible. Samuel would later say, man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. David would cry, create in me a clean heart. Jesus would confront religious leaders who looked righteous on the outside, but were corrupt within. Because you can bring something to God without actually giving yourself to God. You can sing without worshiping. You can give without surrendering, serve without loving, preach without obeying, and somewhere along the way we became very good at giving God religious activity while protecting the parts of our hearts we don't want Him touching. But Abel, he brought the firstborn, the first and the best. His offering said, God, you come first. Cain's reaction revealed something different. When God did not accept his offering, Cain became angry. And there it is. The offering exposed the heart. God is not impressed by what you place in His hands when you refuse to place your heart there with it. That is why Genesis 4 reaches all the way back to the gospel. Jesus did not give God leftovers. Jesus gave Himself completely. At Gethsemane, He surrendered His will. At Calvary, He surrendered His body. On the cross, He surrendered His life. And now Romans 12 calls us to become living sacrifices, not occasional sacrifices, living ones. So maybe the question isn't, what have I given God? Maybe the question is, why am I still withholding? Because worship has never ultimately been about what is in your hands. It has always been about who sits on the throne of your heart. And Cain's heart was about to show just how dangerous that throne can become when God isn't sitting on it.